Yes, Ellen. So in the previous class we had done till coelom. We are studying the characteristic or rather criteria for the classification. That is, what are the basis? You know, whenever we are classifying something, there should be some base on the basis of which we are classifying. Suppose we want to classify the children who are good in playing football. So what is the criteria? We are selecting only on the basis of football players. We don't have anything to do with their singing capacity or swimming capacity or dancing capacity or studies, how good they are in the studies and all, what is their age and what are their color and all. We are just overlooking all those things. We are concentrating only and only about the football playing capacity. Okay, that similarly someone else may select the children who are good in singing. There are children who are good in swimming. There are children who are good in studies and all. So different criterias are there. These are the criteria on the basis of which we do the classification. So naturally we want to study animal kingdom, and I said in the previous class that animal kingdom is among all five kingdom. Agar if we leave Monera, because Monera we are not yet able to study all the bacteria and all. So that is why we don't know that what is the actual size. But among the others, the animal kingdom is the largest kingdom. So there are so much of variety, so many organisms. How will we classify? So classification के लिए कुछ criteria चाहिए. What are the criteria? We already done 4 criteria. That is the level of organization, then germinal layers we have done, then symmetry we have done, and then coelom. Next is segmentation. You might have seen there are some animals in which the body is segmented. Say for example, if you have seen the earthworm, the body of the earthworm has got small segment. Similarly, if you see the body of tapeworm, you will find some segment. Have you come across any insect, especially some big insect like a grasshopper or a wasp? Now, I'll not advise you to catch a live wasp, but if you might have got any dead wasp lying on the ground, you just simply pick it, and you see its abdomen will have a number of segments. Okay, so these segments, similarly the mosquitoes and all whatever are there, so you will find that there are number of segments. Suppose this is the abdominal region, or a cockroach you catch, so you will find some segments. Okay, earthworm has got segments. Similarly, that tapeworm has got segment. Now, tapeworm segment we are not categorized. We are not considering as a segmentation for classification. When the body has got segmentation and the segments are metamerically. Now, what is meant by metameric segmentation? That is when the segments are repeated after certain intervals. In some of the animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with the serial repetition of at least some organs. Some organs are repeated. Okay, then it is called metameric segmentation. Okay, for example, in earthworm, the body shows the pattern that is called metameric segmentation. Okay, so segmentation is a unique characteristic of classification of animals on certain classes. Not all our animals are segmented. We do not have any segmentation in our body. So segmentation is not a general criteria. Now I will consider one more character which is not given here, that is called exoskeleton. Rather, this is the one of the most important criteria of classification. Exoskeleton, that is the skeleton, that is the body supporting things which are found outside the body. Now, what are the exoskeleton? If we see the exoskeleton, if I categorize the organisms, if I write the organisms, their names, like porifera is there, Coelenterata is there, Platyhelminthes, Esculenthes, Nematoda, then Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, fish और species, amphibian को छोड़ दीजिए, then reptilia, then aves and mammals. These are the categories we have made. Now, what are the exoskeleton? Porifera, you will find calcium carbonate spicules. Coelenterata, nothing is there. Okay? Platyhelminthes, no exoskeleton. But in Coelenterata, some members are there in which corals are there. यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ corals in few members. Now, corals are actually again a deposition of calcium carbonate. The animal may be dead, but the corals will remain behind, not the calcium carbonate. Now, platyhelminthes, esculmentine, nematoda do not include any type of exoskeleton. Arthropoda will have exoskeleton made up of chitin. The word chitin you already studied in fungi. ठीक है. Mollusca generally have calcium carbonate shells. Echinodermata are having fine spines. ठीक है. Species have got scales. Reptilia also have got scales. Eels have got feathers, beak, and what you call claws. They also got, Pisces do not have, Pisces have got fins, and Reptilia got claws. And mammals have got hair. We have got some animals in which the क्या कहते हैं horns are there, ठीक है, the nails, okay, and hooves on the foot, ठीक है. So these are the exoskeleton. They are exclusive. So this can also be used for as a criteria for classification. Okay, I have taken now. I just left here amphibian. Amphibian do not have any exoskeleton. So we are not finding any exoskeleton on amphibians. We don't find any exoskeleton in platyhelminthes, esculmenthes, and nematoda. Okay, because they are the body which are living inside the body, so they do not require any sort of protection. So, however, they may have a layer of cuticle. The parasites may have a layer of cuticles. So exoskeleton is also a criteria of classification which is not included in the book, but I have explained you. Okay, so this will take. Now the next is the notochord, the nerve cord, and pharyngeal gills. Okay, we have categorized animals largely into two phylum. They are the chordates and non-chordates. Now, when you'll know what are chordate, then only you can say what are non-chordate. If there are two opposite thing is there, then you must know at least one of them. Then only you will be able to understand what is the other, which is no. सत्य मालूम होगा तभी आप असत्य की बात कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. So there is something. Now the body of chordates. Chordata has got three things. क्या? एक नोटोकॉर्ड होगा, एक नर्व कॉर्ड होगा, CORD, and pharyngeal gills. We are describing here only notochord, but other two things will describe later on. Anyway, notochord क्या होता है? Notochord is a solid or rod-like structure, ठीक है, which is found at the dorsal side of these animals, through which most of the muscles are connected. So these will help them to move effectively. The lower organisms do not have notochord, so they are mostly moving with the help of hydrostatic movement. Hydrostatic movement. Suppose you got a balloon filled with air or water. So if you press it from one side, you will find the other side swells up. Okay, so this type of things are used by the other organisms, lower organisms, for movement and all. But in the higher organisms, the body is having one pillar Now, we are not mentioned it as a pillar, because pillar, when we talk about pillar, we say that it is erect, but most of the chordates are horizontal to the ground. So that pillar is actually lying on the horizontal to the ground, through which most of the muscles are connected, and all these take the support of this solid rod and help in the movement. ठीक है, so that for that the notochord is, see, we'll just take read it, क्या लिखा है, notochord is mesodermally derived rod like structure formed in the dorsal side मतलब which is facing away the ground. ठीक है, if we human beings are actually derived from these four-legged animals, and this was our end which was facing the ground, and this was the end which is facing above ground. ठीक है, so dorsal side, that is the part of the body which is facing above the ground, they are away to the ground. Dorsal side during embryonic development of some of the animals. Now, notochord is not necessarily present till the throughout their life, but whatever the animals are notochord chordate animals, they will have notochord in some stage of their life. Like we do not have notochord, our notochord is modified into vertebral column. Notochord is modified into vertebral column. So it is not that all the animals in which the word notochord will modify into vertebral column, but there are many. Okay, but in some it may found in the form of notochord only. So it is written here that is at least in some stage of their body. So embryonic stage में तो notochord मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. Animals with a notochord called chordates, and those animals which do not have notochord they will call non-chordates. So it is the deciding criteria whether the animals will be included into chordata or non-chordata. Non-chordata are lower, they are simpler, they came earlier. They have simplest type of body system. But when the chordates are there, with the evolvement of the chordates, many other characters have developed, and these animals are far better than the non-chordates. Okay, so that is what the thing is. The chordates, is it clear? If I just for the understanding, if I draw a fake diagram, a typical diagram just for the representation. Suppose this is an animal, this is the mouth, and this will end up into an anus here. So after the anus, you will find in these animals as a tail. So post-anal tail will also be there in the chordates. Then there is a nerve cord, and there is a notochord. A notochord is here below the nerve cord, and ये pharynx है इसका, so here you will have gill slits. So four things are there: notochord number 1, nerve cord number 2, pharyngeal gills number 3, and the fourth one is post-anal tail. Post-anal tail. Post-anal tail. Four unique characteristics are there which are found in the chordates, which are not found in any member of non-chordates. Okay, these four characters are exclusive only in chordates. Non-chordates में ये चार चीजें नहीं मिलती है. Notochord is not there, nerve cord is not there, pharyngeal gills is not there, post-anal tail. We will describe about these three in the chordates when we will study about chordates. Just now our important need is to study about the notochord, because those organisms which have notochord present, they will be called chordates, and those which do not have notochord present, they will be called non-chordates. So this classification, for the study of this classification, we have included chordate, that is notochord here. The other three we'll study when we'll talk about, or when we'll study about chordates. Okay, since first we have to study non-chordates, so that is why we are just keeping it a little aside. Okay, so the next topic is classification of animals. Now we already studied in chapter 1 that classification is done in order to make our studies simpler. Because I said the animal kingdom is such a big kingdom. How will we study about them? And I already described in the previous, that is when I was teaching chapter 1, chapter 2. I said if we try to learn one organism per day, two organism or 5 or 10 or 100 organism per day, then also in our lifetime we'll not be able to study entire organism. And what is the sense of such study? Because after 4 days you ask, 3 days back what you studied, you will not be able to. Even now, we can't say that what we have studied yesterday or day before yesterday, then study of first day of life or first year of life, चलो वो तो पढ़ी भी नहीं सकता. 10 years से पहले तो वो क्या understand करेगा? So अगर हम मान भी लें कि suppose he started his studies right from 6th year age, so on what we have studied on 6th, do we remember anything what we studied in class LKG or HKG or class 1 or 2? We may remember one or two things which we are repeatedly talking. So all alphabets we know, all number we know, but we don't know that what words were taught to us in the, and which teacher taught us. Many of us even forgot the name of the teacher who are left school and which taught us in the past. So how will we remember such a large number of animals if we study them individually? So what is the best way is to study them by classifying them. So we group them on the basis of their similarities and the differences with others. Then similarities with the differences with others. So this makes our study easy. Okay, so now we are doing the classification. What are the criteria of classification? We already done. Those 4 things which we have studied so far will be used for classification. So you see, first we have written animal kingdom, that is animal. Now what are the criteria of to be called as animal? That is, they should be multicellular, they should be heterotrophic, they should not have any chloroplast present in them, they should not have cell wall in them. Okay, 4 basic criteria in all the animals. If you choose with these 4 criteria, you'll find only and only animals left with you. So all animals, multicellular, heterotrophic organisms without cell wall and without plastids are cell wall and plastids are there. Then the next thing what you will see, the level of organization. Level of organization, we said that the organs are there which is cellular level, then the organism with the tissue level, then the organ level, and then organ system level. We are first classified only porifera, which have only cellular grade, no tissue, no organ, no system. So porifers are there in which body is only made up of cells, so they will not follow any other type of criteria. Would be symmetric, out of question. They will coelom, out of question, because coelom होने के लिए कम से कम 3 germinal layer होने चाहिए. They do not have. So just get rid of that, and we have categorized one category of porifera only and only having cellular level of organization. Then the organs which are tissue, organ and organ system, they are further broad. Now we are talking about symmetry. Those organs in which the radial symmetry is there, 2 categories are there. Radial symmetry, that is Coelenterata and Ctenophora. However, later on we'll find that radial symmetry is also found in the last of that non-chordate, that is echinodermates. But that is only in the adults. Their embryonic stages are not showing bilateral symmetry. Okay? But Ctenophora and Coelenterata shows bilateral symmetry, radial symmetry throughout their life. Okay, so that is how we have categorized 2 more categories, that is Coelenterata and Ctenophora. Next are, that is all those organs in which the body cannot be divisible into 2 equal halves from more than one plane. उनको हमने कहा radially symmetrical. Now radially symmetrical we are further categorizing the organ without a body cavity, जिसमें true body cavity है ही नहीं, उनको हमने क्या कहा acoelomate. कौन है? Platyhelminth. Even Coelenterata would have come into this, but Coelenterata do not have even mesoderm. तो आपने उसको हटा दिया है वहां से, ठीक है. पोरिफेरा को तो लाएंगे नहीं क्योंकि उसमें जर्मिनल लेयर ही नहीं है. So only and only one category which truly falls into acoelomates, that is Platyhelminth. Only and only one category which truly follows pseudocoelomatic condition, that is Eskelmanth. नाउ बाकी सब जो हैं वो सीलोमेट हैं. कौन कौन? एनेलिडा, आर्थ्रोपोडा, मोलस्का, एकानोडर्मेटा, हेमिकॉर्डेटा एंड कॉर्डेटा. सो दे विल ऑल. नाउ कॉर्डेटा को हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे. So this is how we have done the classification. So classification is clear to us on the basis of those categories. Now we shall study porifera. One by one करके हम इनको पढ़ने लगते हैं. Porifera. Okay. पोरी का मतलब क्या होता है? पोरी वर्ड इज obtained from porous. Porous मतलब their body has got number of pores. The organism with porous body are porifers. ठीक है? When we'll study them, we'll study on the basis of certain characteristics. ठीक है? So आज तो हम ऐसे लिख देते हैं कहाँ क्या क्या चीजें पढ़ेंगे. Habitat. Where you'll find them? All the porifers are exclusively marine. If you want to look at them, you want to find them, you will have to go to sea. आप नदी में, तालाब में, कुएं में, गड्ढे में, डिच में, वाटर टैंक में, और on the earth, on the table, on the ground, in the bushes, in the under the rocks, or anywhere else you want to see, you will not found porifers. Porifers are exclusively found in the seas. ठीक है? Then level of organization. They are exclusively cellular grade in animals. There is no other category of animals in which the body is only made up of cells, tissue, organs and systems are absent. There is no other category. ठीक है? तो ये हो गया. तो germinal layer out of question, not there. Coelom out of question. Symmetry. So they are asymmetrical. However, some of them may show radial symmetry. Some may show radial symmetry. But वो चांस वाली बात है. ठीक है? Segmentation. Not found. Okay. Next is exoskeleton. Their exoskeleton is having a special deposition of calcium carbonate, which will give them a rigid structure, hardness, toughness. ठीक है? तो CaCO3 deposition on their external surface. ठीक है? So that's all. अब क्योंकि body made up of only cells, so you cannot expect to have any kind of organ system or organs present in them. Tissues ही नहीं बने, organ तो बहुत दूर की बात. So for them, nutrition, no organ; respiration, no organs; excretion, no organ; locomotion, no organ and all. तो फिर क्या दिखाएंगे नहीं? ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता. दिखाएंगे तो सही. तो लिखते हैं क्या होगा? न्यूट्रिशन. न्यूट्रिशन. अब I'll just make a diagram to explain it. Say for example, it is a sponge, and you will find the body is having large number of minute pores, the pores, and these pores are called ostia. These minute pores are called ostia. People, most of us are living in some colonies. Our colony, Janakpuri, very good colony, best colony. It has got two entrances. दो की क्या जरूरत है? एक भी हो सकता था. So suppose there is one main entrance. This is the colony, and this is the gate, and on this gate, which opens into a main road, and from the main road there are several क्या कहते हैं, लेटरल रोड्स। ये लेटरल रोड्स हो गए। जनरली कॉलोनीज ऐसी होती हैं। So whoever want to go, who want to come in, they can have a easy movement and all. Okay. वैसे तो we people, human beings, we are very highly intellectual and developed organisms. तो हम लोगों के साथ में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But suppose in a house there are only one old uncle auntie are staying. This is the house where only one old uncle auntie are staying, and this old uncle auntie are all the time what you call, just asking people so many things and all. So I'm just talking about this house. So nobody want to talk to these uncle auntie. वो बोले यार अभी उनके पास जाएंगे, वो बोले आपका बच्चा क्या कर रहा है, ये क्यों कर रहा है, वैसा क्यों, ऐसा क्यों नहीं, वैसा क्यों नहीं. So people don't have that much of time, and people don't want to have nature to talk on all these type of rubbish things. So people avoid. Now ऐसे में क्या होगा, ये अंकल आंटी की कुछ जरूरत तो होगी ना, उनको खाना चाहिए होगा, सब्जी चाहिए होगी, दूध चाहिए होगा, उनको कुछ चीजें निकालनी होगी, जैसे कचरा निकालना होगा. They may have some sort of old रद्दी and all. So तो हमारी कॉलोनीज में क्या होता है, देर आर सम वेंडर्स कम्स. ठीक है, वो आएंगे वहां से, उससे वो सब्जी ले सकते हैं. दूसरा कोई आएगा वो कचरा ले जाएगा, कोई तीसरा आएगा वो वहां से कुछ लाए. कुछ आ रहे हैं, कुछ जा रहे हैं. सो the things are reaching up to the home. This is called home delivery or home collection. ठीक है, तो the things are collected from home or delivered at home. Or sponges are also having this kind of system. The sponges also have this main road, and on these main road all these ostia opens. ठीक है, so they made the lateral linings. Say for example यहाँ हमारा एक ostia था and it opened here. So here hundreds of cells are there. Each cell which are found around this water canal, they will have an opportunity to take their own oxygen and give out its own carbon dioxide, takes its own food and reject all or waste, throw all the waste material. So every cell is in direct contact with the surrounding. Every cell is in direct contact with the surrounding water. ठीक है, बाहर वाली सेल तो बाहर से ले लेंगे और दे देंगे जो भी है, but here the cells will collect the water, that is the food and oxygen from this water which is coming in, and they will throw their waste and carbon dioxide, and the water will be taken in and it will be let to go out through a major big opening. This big opening is called osculum, and these small openings are called ostia, and this is water canal. So they will have thousands of water canals, and here these cells are called collar cells, and here the cells जो हैं, they will have a special arrangement. These collar cells को यहाँ पे नाम दिया conocytes. ठीक है, CHONOCYTES, conocytes. Conocytes will have tiny cilia, and these cilia will help in movement and bringing the water current. ठीक है, conocyte will cause the waters to move in and they will filter even unwanted substance to enter in it. ठीक है, तो ये यहाँ पे लिखा है. और ये जो सेंट्रल कैनाल है जिसको मैंने मेन रोड कहा था, उसको नाम वहां पे दिया स्पॉन्जोसील. ठीक है, ऑस्कुलम दे रखा है, ऑस्टिया दे रखा है. अब जो भी बाकी चीजें हैं, न्यूट्रिशन, वेस्ट, ऑक्सीजन या रेस्पिरेशन एंड जो भी अदर काम है, दे ऑल विल बी डन बाय दिस सिंपल सिस्टम. लोकोमोशन जरूरत ही नहीं है, चिपका हुआ है, सीडेंट्री एनिमल है, एक ही जगह पे फिक्स रहता है. बट यदा कदा समटाइम दे मे फील लाइक टू मूव, then what they will do, they will detach themselves from the surface, and the water which is collected from here when goes out from the one osculum with a force, so it gives them a jet propulsion. With that they can move to a smaller distance. Reproduction, asexual reproduction by fragmentation. You You cut them into any number of pieces, each piece will with minimum one living cell will act as a new individual और बना लेगा बाकी सब. Sexual reproduction, yes, present. कैसे? Fertilization in the water. ठीक है? And the zygote will form, further development take place there. Larval stages, yes, present. Example यहाँ दे रखे हैं, Sycon, Euspongia and Spongilla. ठीक है? So with this we come to the end of porifera. In tomorrow's class we will study Coelenterata, then other. ठीक है? That's all children for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.